was woke. But cherry-picking these verses about wakefulness can be just as dangerous as cherry-picking those about joy. Staying alert to social injustice can lead you to question whether your joy is even legitimate, when much of what you are blessed with was built on the foundation of the same unequal power structures that you were called to question. You can become overwhelmed, desperate, and cynical, upholding the belief that the power of human failing will inevitably overpower the redemptive love of God. This kind of cynicism is a kind of sleeping pill. It keeps us glued to our sofas, subsisting on a steady diet of carbs and Netflix. And the truth is that despair and cynicism are luxuries afforded to those of us with white skin, deep bank accounts, and U.S. passports. Most folks don't have the luxury of burnout. So we must find a way to be both joyful and watchful.
Yes.
But how? How do we find joy when we are living in times that feel so very dark? There's a story of Desmond Tutu at the height of apartheid. The white government had just canceled a rally, and so Tutu called a worship service instead. He ushered people into St. George's Cathedral. There were riot police and armed soldiers that were circling the church, and the sanctuary was full, and there were more police standing in the aisles circling the pews, and they were writing down every word that Desmond Tutu said from the pulpit. Tutu preached openly about the oppressive system of apartheid, and he said it could not prevail, that although the government was powerful, it wasn't God, and that because God cannot be mocked, apartheid had already lost. The account I read said that Tutu then came out from around the pulpit, and he looked directly into the eyes of the police who were writing down his words. And the account that I read said that he said with glee, "We are inviting you to come and join the winning side." Well, the sanctuary erupted, the police left, and everyone danced in the aisles. It didn't say that Tutu spoke with derision or anger. He didn't show fear, although he certainly had reason to be afraid. He spoke with glee. That's the power of holding joy and wakefulness in equal measure. That is the power of joy as an act of resistance. Joy as an act of resistance. From the annual Pride celebrations to the Queer and Trans Resist Dance, held as a rally against white supremacy on August 12th, to which our Mission and Social Justice team provided care support. I can't think of a better example than the LGBT movement as joy as an act of resistance. When preparing for this sermon, my mother was trying to understand what I meant by communal joy, and so she asked me, well, when was the last time you felt communal joy? And I told her the day that I saw the White House lit up like a rainbow. That day, my 2 young sons and I stood out on our front stoop with signs reading, "God is only love, and love wins," for no other reason than we too had been caught up in that joy.
Yes.
Friends, I am tired of despair. I am tired of cynicism and fear, so instead I am choosing joy. Not the false joy fueled by spiritual sleep, but a wakeful joy. The foot-stomping, hand-clapping joy as resistance, the kind of joy that knows God's redeeming love will overcome our human failings every single time. Even the human failings of a suburban white mama who benefits daily from injustice visited upon others. Even the human failings of an entire community, perhaps an entire country, lulled to sleep. God invites us to the winning side. again and again and again. Good people of Hope Church, I call on you to join the revolution of joy, to stand out in the darkness, to dance with glee in the face of injustice, knowing that our delight will be its downfall.